Good morning again from the Palmer Gulch KOA behind Mount Rushmore. Today is Wednesday, and Jack and I are headed off to Hill City to do another story of a treasure rumored to be buried somewhere north of there. So it was a early morning for me. It was a light rain, and Jack was pretty tired, so I let him sleep in. I went to the open field where I have permission to metal detect at the campground here, and had a little bit of luck. I found 26 coins, although I ignored way more signals for coins than that. The two surprise finds today were a small metal button, and the big surprise find for today was a axe head, really right in the middle of the field. So I will take that. So again, we're heading off to Hill City right now, and we'll be getting on the George Mickelson Trail and riding north from there, at least 10 miles through some tunnels there, and we'll be telling you the story of Lame Johnny's lost treasure. Another interesting story, interesting character with a very similar ending to the others we have told this week. See you in a bit. So we are several miles north of Hill City on the George Mickelson Trail, which runs in an old railroad bed, and the location of the Cheyenne to Deadwood Stagecoach Trail. We are heading uphill, got quite a few miles to go yet, to a couple of the tunnels, and the story of Lame Johnny's lost treasure. So Jack and I are about 12 and a half miles into our ride. This is Tunnel A, and we're at the site for today's story of Lame Johnny's lost gold, Lame Johnny's lost treasure. Lame Johnny was born in 1850. His name at that time was Cornelius Donahue, and Lame Johnny had a limp, and people made fun of him. Born in Philadelphia, he decided as a young man couldn't handle that, and he ran away. Ended up in Texas, where he decided to try to make a living by stealing cattle. And turns out Lame Johnny wasn't very good at stealing cattle. So ended up coming up to the Black Hills and thinking that he was going to strike it rich here during the gold rush again. And that didn't work out so well either. So he started stealing cattle up here. Eventually landed a job, ironically, as a sheriff of Custer County, and then later on as an accountant for the Homestake Mine in Lead. Kind of crazy, huh? So while working at the Homestake Mine, someone ended up recognizing him from his cattle thief days back in Texas, and he took off. So without an income, ended up going back to his old standby of robbing others, and had been robbing different stagecoaches and individuals on the Stagecoach Trail, and eventually was accused of robbing the stagecoach where a large amount of money, a large amount of gold was taken. Eventually the authorities caught up with him, and they were taking him back into town to throw him in jail, and several other stagecoach robbers pulled that stagecoach over and broke him out of it. Now, the drivers thought that they were there to actually save him. Turns out they weren't. They were there to ask him and demand of him where he hid his gold from his stagecoach robberies. Well, turns out the answer that he gave them was unsatisfactory. So what did they do? They hung him right there, right on the spot. So Lame Johnny's gold has not been recovered. Somewhere in this part of the Black Hills, and here for others to find.
Take care, enjoy your day.
Have a great day. So a few of the people that we have met along the trail here today. Actually, another family on the other side of the tunnel here from Minneapolis, Minnesota. So Lame Johnny's End is very similar to that of the others. This was the Wild West. People took care of things on their own, and when things didn't go the way they wanted them to, they ended things the way that they wanted to end them. Lame Johnny's lost gold is still somewhere here in the Black Hills. We got a ways to ride back into town. We'll take a look around. I know we're not going to find anything, but it's always nice to pretend. Hope you're enjoying the ride. We'll catch up with you on our way back. So we're in a long climb, about 3.5 miles, coming up out of the hill from the tunnel now, and talking about mountain lions. If we saw one,
What?
I would tell you,
Huh?
one of us would get away, the other would not.
Old Grandpa can't keep up out here, folks.
The final clue in National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets, has Ben Gates and his friends looking for the entrance to Cibola, the lost city of gold. The movie itself would have you believe that the entrance is right behind Mount Rushmore. Shh. I got a secret for you. It's not. It's actually here. It's Sylvan Lake. So, Jack and I are here. We're going to look for the entrance to Cibola up here in these rocks and see if we can find the lost city of gold. So I'm there. I found it. The gate to open up Cibola. The clue is surrender your hand to open the gate. At this point, Nicolas Cage screams out to scare everybody, but there's a latch inside. He pulls it. And behind him, the gate opens to Cibola. But I'm going to close it. I don't want to give it away. This treasure is meant to stay lost forever. If you want to find it, you're going to need to come here yourself and look. All joking aside, that really was the intent of the last 3 or 4 days out here in the Black Hills. The lost treasure that we found was time together and the stories of our past and being able to see what things look like in nature and to enjoy them. That really is the true treasure. If today is the first day that you've joined us, go ahead and take a look through part 1 and part 2. If you've been here all 3 days, thank you very much. I appreciate it. As always, thanks for joining me again today. Hope to see you again soon.